Hi, this is Dr. Jenny Mitchell, and I want to take you on a tour of your Week 4 assignment information. We'll start in content, and remember that there may be things that you want from the Getting Started section, but as you can see, I've already got it queued up here to Week 4. And this week, we're going to be working with dashboards. It'll be a tough assignment, but that's one reason why I put in some of the quotes from previous students. And I didn't ask them to do this, but they actually, with their assignment, would include lots of information. Lots of students said the same thing. And you can see that they found it difficult. Maybe they'd never done it before and they were intimidated, but they conquered it. And so the readings this week, you'll have from a chapter from my book on dashboards, and I actually take you through a step-by-step creating a real simple dashboard using the Excel file, campus travel ticket sales with dashboard. And those files in the book are available at the front of the course. And then you'll see that we have Alexander and Wallenbach's book on Excel dashboards and reports. This is almost like one of those books that gives you too much information. So I've only talked about 3 chapters here: the Getting Started, best practices, and chartless visualization techniques. But there's a lot more in that book, and you could get lost in it. I kind of use it like an index. When I need it as a reference, I can go to it. And even though it's a little dated with 2013, a lot of things work the same way, so you're not going to be confused by it. The next book I have here is from the Big Book of Dashboards. The first chapter is a great primer on data visualizations, and I cover some of the same things in the chapter that I wrote, but it's well worth looking at. And then I've asked you to, besides reading that one chapter, to pick a chapter from the scenario section, which basically has, each chapter is about a particular business and how they've used a dashboard to solve a challenge. So there are great scenarios on in the sports industry. There's great scenarios for the OL, and there's some okay versions for the NFP. It might be a stretch in some cases, but not always, because I think you could find something that would resonate with you. So that's a reason I bring that up, is because that's part of an assignment that you're going to work on. Now, when you get to this next part, you're downloading this Excel file, and this Excel file has already done a lot of the work for you, but you're going to have to practice this. So the first thing you need to watch the video that I have here, because I want you to, your final assignment for the dashboard section is to recreate the pivot tables and create the dashboard using the shades of green that I have used in this example. And this doesn't really show you how to do lots of things, but these videos here, we have one that's, there's a 3-part series by John Campora. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that correctly, but John's kind of a entrepreneur. He's an Excel wizard, and he worked a regular job and made over $100,000 in creating videos and books just about Excel. Now, I want to point out that he's created this little app called Pivot Pal, and you don't need that. You don't need to purchase the app. You can do everything on doing pivot tables just by following his explanations. You don't just ignore anything about Pivot Pal. This is, you have part 1, you have part 2, and you have part 3. And he takes you step by step. He shows you a lot of things beyond pivot tables, some real, basically what I call tricks and shortcuts that you're going to enjoy. And I know you're going to watch these over and over again before you feel comfortable with it. And you'll notice here I talked about there is a webinar scheduled this week, because I know there's going to be some of you that are like, oh my gosh, this is more than I know how to do. And I'm here to help you with that. So let me go back to the content so you can see that what the actual assignments are. The first assignment is the one that is a text only with some images that are from a chapter reading of your choice. There is a specific way that you use citation for a chapter, so make sure you look that up. You're posting that discussion by Friday so your classmates can respond by Sunday. The one thing I'm going to skip down to the Zoom information here. I do have a Zoom meeting scheduled for Saturday, February 29th at 2 p.m. And essentially what this will allow you to do is I want to give you a little extra time to do your dashboard demo. What you see on the image here on the right is what I want you to recreate. And I need to see that you recreate it, that you do the pivot tables behind it, that you pull them to this and copy it, that you make the background, that you make sure your, that your slicers work. So the slicers are the categories. There's a lot more slicers there. You change the color to green, some shade of green. Essentially, what you're doing is you're using that 15-minute screencast. Now, some of you might not be able to do it in 15 minutes, but if you may have to practice it so that you can do things, or maybe get a little quicker and get it down into that 15 minutes. And you'll notice here that I'm having you post it by Sunday instead of Friday. That way it allows you to come to that webinar if you worked on this and you have trouble. Now you'll notice that what I say in the webinar description is that you need to have watched all of the videos, read all the materials, and at least started it before you come to that workshop that I have going on at 2 o'clock. It's optional. You don't need to come to it, but if you need help, I'll give it to you. Also, if some of you want to request a one-on-one webinar, I'll be glad to do that as well. I've met students at coffee shops. I've done all kinds of things to make sure you get through this part of it. So just so you know, I want you to be good at dashboards as part of data visualization. And I'm going to take you to a next level in a next couple of weeks that'll take you to some place that you didn't even know existed with Power Business Intelligence that's actually easier than what you're learning here if this is brand new to you. So keep in mind that that you won't need to have this done till Sunday. We're going to do some work with this same dashboard topic for 2 weeks, so we'll be working on it in week 4 and also in week 5. We'll be doing some more with it. So I just want you to know that I feel this is very important that you learn this and learn it well. And it may be new to you, but I promise you that we'll get through it. So this is my my encouragement to you, that you stick with it, and I will help you get through it. So hang in there, and I look forward to working with you and seeing your comments about how this worked out for you, and we'll go from there. So thanks for listening.